What if I told you there was a single mining address right now on the Bitcoin 2 network? Just one that keeps destroying profitability for every single miner. They dump massive hash rate on the pool, drive the difficulty through the roof, mine all the blocks, and then they just leave. And you and me, we're stuck with a frozen blockchain and crashing coin prices. Let me show you how this actually works. All right, so let me back up for a second. For anyone who's newer to mining, every proof of work coin has something called a difficulty adjustment. Basically, the network tries to keep block times around 10 minutes for Bitcoin. When more hash rate comes online, the difficulty goes up so blocks don't get found too fast. When hash rate leaves, difficulty drops back down so blocks keep getting found. It's a self-correcting system. On the big networks like Bitcoin, it works really well because the hash rate is so massive and so spread out that no one can swing it around like a wrecking ball. But on a smaller network, a much smaller network like Bitcoin 2, the whole system breaks down when someone decides to exploit it. And that is exactly what's happening right now. Here's the playbook this whale is running, and I'm going to walk you through it step by step because understanding it is crucial if you're mining BC2 or really any small cap altcoin. Step 1, the whale watches and waits. They see the BC2 difficulty has dropped down to a manageable level, network's running smooth, home miners are finding blocks, everything is working the way it's supposed to. Step 2, they strike. They point an absolute massive amount of hash rate to the network. We're talking over an exahash. To put that into perspective, when mining Dutch's pool hopped onto BC2, they threw about 1.5 exahash at it. The entire rest of the network at that time, roughly around 200-ish petahash. So this one entity had roughly 85 to 90% of the entire network hash rate. They were finding almost every single block. Step 3, the difficulty adjustment kicks in because so much hash rate just flooded in, the network does what it's designed to do. It cranks the difficulty way up to compensate. Documented cases show the difficulty more than doubling from around 5 gigs to over 10 gigs. Step 4, and this is the part that makes every single miner angry. They pull out. Once the difficulty adjusts to match their massive hash rate, they take all the hash power and point it back to Bitcoin where it's more profitable. They don't stick around. They've already mined a nice pile of BC2 at a low difficulty, and then they're gone. Step 5. You and me and every home miner on the BC2 Discord, we're left holding the bag. The network difficulty is now sky high. The hash rate that caused that difficulty just disappeared. So now block time stretched from 10 minutes to 17 hours. 17 hours, people. Transactions can't confirm. The network is essentially frozen because of this one person. But here's where it gets really insidious. And this is what people in the Discord keep pointing out. Once the difficulty finally creeps back down because everyone's mining at a snail's pace, the whale comes back in. The same address, same massive hash rate, same results. They mine a amount of BC2 at a low difficulty. The difficulty spikes. They leave again, rinse and repeat. It's a cycle that rewards one person and punishes everyone else. And it's not just the difficulty that's getting wrecked. It's the price. Because what do you think this whale is going to do with all that BC2 they just mined at a super low difficulty? They sell it all. All of them. They're not holding BC2 because they believe in the project. They're treating it like an ATM. Dump massive hash, mine cheap coins, dump the coins on the market, drive the price way down and leave. So the price goes from over $2 down to 50 cents. And the people who are mining BC2 because they actually believe in the technology, because they want to hold a bag, like myself, because they see the long-term vision, their bags are getting diluted every single time this cycle runs. The coin's going down while the whale's Bitcoin stack keeps going up. This is the greed side of crypto mining that nobody wants to talk about. We all like to think that mining as this big communal thing, everyone contributes hash rate, everyone gets a fair share. But on smaller networks, one player with enough hardware can just break the game for everyone else. Now, why does this work so well on BC2 and not on Bitcoin? Well, really it comes down to the difficulty retarget window. Bitcoin 2 uses the exact same parameters as Bitcoin. Difficulty adjustments every 2016 blocks, which at a normal 10-minute block time takes about 14 days. On Bitcoin, 14 days is fine. The hash rate doesn't swing 90% overnight, but on BC2, when you lose 85% of your network hash rate in an instant, 2016 blocks at that inflated difficulty could take weeks to find. The adjustment system literally cannot keep up with the volatility. There's actually an academic research paper on this that call it selfish mining against difficulty adjustment. Researchers from NIST and others have proven that on networks with slower difficulty adjustments, miners with large hash rates can probably exploit exactly this cycle. It's not a glitch, it's a design vulnerability that small networks inherit when they copy Bitcoin's parameters without accounting for their own scale. And BC2 is not the first coin that this happened to. Anybody remember what happened to Ergo? When Ethereum went to proof of stake, all those GPU miners needed somewhere to go. Where did they go? They flooded Ergo. The difficulty shot to the moon, and then they left. Ergo was stuck with an insane difficulty and barely any hash rate to find blocks. It took months to recover. BC2 is experiencing the same thing, but on purpose. One entity is deliberately doing this over and over and over again. So what can actually be done about this? Honestly, on the technical side, BC2 would have to adopt a faster difficulty adjustment algorithm. Coins like Monero use a retarget every block. Kaspa adjusts rapidly. Even Bitcoin Cash implemented a more responsive DAA after they had similar issues. If BC2 wants to survive this attack, a faster retarget would make the whale's strategy less profitable because this difficulty would correct within hours instead of weeks. But that's up to the dev team. What about us, the home miners? A few strategies people are talking about in the Discord. One, mine BC2 only when the difficulty is low and be ready to switch when the whale shows up. Two, use lazy mining on mining Dutch, right? You can actually auto-convert. I think I showed you guys that in one of my previous videos. If you want to stack BC2, go ahead and use lazy mine. They'll go ahead and they'll convert your coins into BC2, and you get to go ahead and completely avoid the difficulty spikes. Three, hold your BC2 and accept that you're essentially donating hash rate to keep the network alive during the high difficulty windows. None of these are perfect solutions. The real fix has to come from the protocol level. Look, I'm not telling you not to mine BC2. I still have miners on the network, but I want you to go in with your eyes open. This whale cycle is real. It's documented. Until the difficulty adjustment gets fixed, it's going to keep happening. The greed of one player is literally shaping the economics of this entire coin, and that's something every single miner needs to understand before they jump in. What do you guys think? Is this just how the crypto mining works, survival of the fittest, or does the BC2 team need to step in and fix the protocol? Let me know down in the comments below. If this video helped you understand what's happening on the BC2 network, hit the like button, share with someone who's mining BC2, and subscribe for more honest, data-driven crypto mining content. I'll see you in the next one. If you guys are also interested in buying any kind of crypto equipment, I got referral links to discount codes down below. They do help the channel out. I'll catch you guys soon. Peace out.